All right, everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Ting again for a side chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Yes, this is a little thing I got to talk about, but right now, let's just get the show started. What up, Facebook? What up, Tempo FM? What up, YouTube? Also, what up, Twitch? Hoping things are going well in that regard. Give me a second here to make sure I got my monitors going good. Also, want to give a shout out to the people who basically alert me to this I ain't gonna say a mistake, but a kind of mishap in a way. So yeah, gotta be talking about that. So in that regard, let me just get everything straight. Tonight joining me is basically Ken. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back. Sorry about, was it last week? I think it was last week.
Yep.
Got busy, had to with my wife and I's business. Had to help coordinate a wedding and among other things. But yeah, sorry I missed.
Nah, it's alright. If you got stuff to do, you got stuff to do. That's never my problem. As long as I know who are here, who are not. That's all. Everybody got their own life to do, so I get it. So that's good. So also, yes, a lot of people asking. Yeah, sorry. We have one of the people you've been asking for. Yeah, he's been internet has not been great. But he had to be upgrading his internet. Has not been a smooth transition. So hopefully, if he's listening now, whatever trip people's asking for you. So hey, just get it like that. So for tonight, we got all kind of topics that we could talk about. But I want to get one main thing out of there. Yes, I want to thank everybody out there. Let me basically put on let me see. It is main, and let me make sure I got Doc up in the building. All right, it should be. Yep. Okay. You they should be able to see you now, Doc. Well, whatever. And you're a mannequin.
Okay.
But yeah. But yes. So last night I did a project with Mike, and a lot of people brought to my attention. Yes, and the answer was, and I'm looking at it right now. For those who watch on YouTube, I understand that it's again, I don't get that much views through there, but people bring it up quickly for me, let me know. So I got it to see what it is, of course. I mean, that was such a small window too, but yes, basically the International Olympic Committee basically blocked my video from all territories, which is NBC, Universal. They did that. Which is like, I don't care. That was not. I don't monetize my stuff. This is all teachable moment. And lucky for me, they didn't give me a hard copy strike on my thing. But it's just I was proving my point, which we'll get into this, and I'll let Doc on see. Maybe give his couple points on that. Technically speaking, I gotta do a video about that too, because there's a video that's gonna come out that's gonna be straight and no chases. I think you guys gonna like, and I want to edit it perfectly because man, it is crazy. Just for 1 minute, they blocked the whole video. 1 minute. I won't even play the whole thing. Like I said, I had a small video, and I took it from another versus video who's doing it, the live streaming it. But hey, it is what it is. How they do their stuff, man, and make it what it is. So, I said I got quick videos to entertain and stuff, and I mean, Doc, is your wife anywhere close by?
Yeah, she's downstairs.
Oh, she's downstairs. Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can get to her in about 5 seconds. What's up?
No, there is a thing I think she could do something on, which is one of the topics that basically I want to touch on the topics I talked about last night, and I wanted to. One of them is about schooling and teaching and stuff like that. I would like to hear her opinion on it.
Now with my wife. That's a 45-minute conversation if you get that started.
I'm just
sure
saying.
you want that?
Hey, I'm just saying, as topics to talk about stuff. Since I don't have, I am gonna re-upload that last night project open mic last night. I'm gonna re-upload it. I'm gonna see what I could do because I want to keep the video in contact, but I'll shrink that part. I don't. The audio should not be freaking thing, but never know. I'll try with. I'll double. I'll do a double video to see if the audio also will get pulled to it. If not, then I could just mute that part and just like I'll see
Well,
what I
let,
could do.
well, let me ask you a question. So so what's the topic again, so I can tell her?
Oh, well, what happened is they're talking. Okay, here what it is. It is Oh, I'm gonna backfeed on your end.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going. Basically, they were talk in California. Shout out to Anderson. I know in California, there was these teachers, these was a lot of these black parents that were saying this is systematic racism in the schools and stuff like that. And at first I was like, okay, we already hear what they're gonna say, but come to find out, no, the teachers are black, the principals are black, there's some of the superintendents and stuff are black. So it's not the typical what people thought about. What happened was they're giving the kids not smart teachers. And I could go into more detail, but I would like to explain it with your wife and see what she would say onto it. Yes.
Give me 1 second. I'll check.
Okay. Okay. Once he's do that, I could go ahead and like I said, check out some stuff here. Like I said, I will put the video back up on the channel. You ain't gotta worry about it, guys. I'm gonna work on it to see if we get doubles because that was a good project open mic. I had about 16,000 people watching it, and I want to make sure that it is there for for future references. Because again, that video was a very dang good video. Because it was needed. So trust me, I'm gonna get that in that regard. Looking at some of these things here. Ooh, yeah. All right, just making sure stuff. So I'm looking into the comments again. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Let me. Give me 1 second. I do apologize for that.
The suicide.
Hey, take it there.
I'm here.
Okay, is it possible? Send me the link so I can send it to her, and she says she's gonna go ahead and discuss it. She's gonna jump in, but she just wants to get all the details first.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me get the link. Let me get the link for you. I'll send it to you through. I'll send it through the Hangout. Okay. And you can send it to Anderson as well too if Anderson's there, whatever. Okay, so
Okay.
I just sent a link to you to Hangout. See if you can send it to her.
Okay, 1 second.
No problem, sir. No problem. No problem. Okay, so let me go and look for what I was looking for. Okay.
All right, I sent it to both my wife and Anderson just for you, just in case.
All right. Right now we got about 1,337 people in the building, so that's good. Thank you again. Thank you guys for giving us your time and your ears for what we're talking about. So we have that. Um, Give me one more second. Let me look at certain things here. Okay, now we're climbing up already. Good, that's good. Okay, thank you again, coming on through again. Anybody out there, like I said before, yeah, last night, thank you for the few people who do watch on YouTube. I said I don't get much views on there, but I got like 24 subscribers. If you ever have the time, go to Project Open Mic. You see it on the bottom of the screen. Go to Project Mic Open Mic on YouTube and subscribe, share, comment, do any interaction will help us out. I know a lot of people from Europe, the Temple side, mostly listen to Radio T3 and then get it. I understand that. But we're also on Twitch. You could go subscribe to Twitch and check us out on Facebook with and Facebook as well too. And we're gonna try to get another other platforms to get on. Plus also locals. I'm trying to see we set up that as well too. So I'm trying to set up all kind of new places where we could do a lot of stuff. Um, just waiting to see what they jump in here. So that's one topic, Doc. Another topic is basically we talking about that might get a child in trouble, but I just don't care because there's a video that came out of this old man who has a Star Wars he's an army veteran who has a Star Wars shop, and this city council person came down there and basically harassed the old man because the city council person is a trans woman, and he wasn't playing that. And did he? Boy, he literally says it in a video, which I'm gonna do a video of that. He literally says, "Well, that person didn't like what you said." He said, "I'm 70 years old. I don't give a f."
Wow.
He said, I fought in the Vietnam War. I don't give a F. I don't give a F about your feelings." Like he went in it, boy. Oh my God. Like I'm too old for this S. I basically sound like from Lethal Weapons.
But you know
So
what? Sometimes that's what you got to say. You just
I
gotta let
know.
it be play. Like, hey, look, you say what you want to say. You don't have to care. You really don't. It's not a requirement.
Like he said, you don't have to come to my shop and shop. I'm not going outside my shop and telling you stuff. I'm not even saying it out loud. I have a sign in my window and it's just being whatever, and you come to harass me. So I just like the way he said, I'm 78 years old. I don't give a F. F your feelings.
All right, I know she should. She probably is on. She probably is listening right now. I'm not sure she's listening on YouTube or she clicked the link to come into the.
Anderson just jumped in, so I would think so I know that link is there.
Yeah, well, I think what she's gonna do. She's gonna listen first. She wants you to go ahead and start it, and then she'll jump in once she knows all the details.
Okay. You say so? All right. Stop. This is why y'all people love Facebook to a degree. Not at me, not really. It's just annoying.
Hey, I'm on the same page, man. You talk on that. I think I haven't logged into Facebook at all this year.
Nah, I logged in, of course. So I gotta do my stuff, whatever. I gotta, keep the links up, whatever. But okay. Anyway, since if she's listening, I hope she is, because I don't want to repeat the whole thing, whatever. Because I'm trying to make it a short night, not a long night. Since we started a little late.
Okay.
But so, question is basically this. So in California, and in California, basically you need a D to you need a D minus to graduate from high school in a lot of LA districts, which that's what say Anderson would be there. He could have vouched for that. So they're telling the teachers, so they're basically giving the teachers the teachers that are teaching the black and brown kids are basically teachers who are not great teachers. They are not illiterate. They don't know how to spell. They barely passed fourth grade arithmetic, and they're teaching the kids. And the thing about it, I don't want to. The video was from last night, so I'll put it back up so you guys can see it. And when I want it, because it got, like I said, got blocked because of NBC, which is some bull BS. But give me a second here. Let me find it. I want to put it to. Put it on the Los Angeles Daily News. Black families are reluctant to return to the Los Angeles Unified School District schools due to systemic racism, report says. Parent Tisha Hall says she believed that the systemic racism is at play at schools where her children attend in South LA, even though the teachers are black administrators.
Wow.
Hall says she believes that the district tends to assign less qualified educators to the school in low income communities. One example that she says called systemic racism. People people who were not hired to work in the valley or in the west side are hired and given jobs in South LA, Hall says. Adding that the first grade teacher at her school, where she also teaches, had trouble spelling. They are hiring educators that are subpar.
I would say that's probably a big problem in America as a whole, but that's still terrible.
In response, to what Hall says, from the Unified District Board of Atania Ortiz Franklin told the LA Times that the district must develop a strategic and inclusive approach to support the academic achievement of black students. In other words, a bunch of crap. That does not say nothing. In response to that, California has cut a number of teachers teachers must take to earn their credential. They are cutting the CBEST, California Basic Education Skills Test.
And why are they doing this?
They're doing this because they don't have one, they're not getting enough teachers, and two, the teachers that they're hiring, like you just said, they're not getting hired at the Valley and the West Side, which are what? Those are sorry to say this, but those are predominantly white schools. And if they're not passing those schools, why should the black people? Why should the black students get the bad teachers? You shouldn't be that teacher at all. If you can't pass the CBS test, you shouldn't be a teacher.
Uh, well, damn. My wife and I have had more than a few conversations, about the education system today, how kids are not being taught certain basic life skills or just basic skills in general that they need to just be a normal functioning adult in today's society.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
Yes.
And of course, it angers her that it's getting worse and worse. Me too. It's disappointing to me. Her, it angers her because she's passionate about, children's upbringing, being a
Yeah.
teacher. But it's disappointing to me because it brings that movie Idiocracy to life.
It does.
It really,
It
really,
really
really
does.
does.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't seen that movie, I would tell people, if you want to know where things are going, watch that movie. It's probably the most realistic future that I can conceive if we keep going in the same direction.
Truly, it is. So they have people here. Like I said in the, we have in the chat, and some of these. So I'm gonna read some of the We don't even know. I'm gonna read some of the comments I had on the Temper FM side from Temper FM Radio T3 from what we had last night. Because again, they don't do the whole stuff like how YouTube does. So be what it is. including and also in that in what I was when I was showing the receipts, the video too. There's a guy named Ibrahim Brindindi, whatever his name is, and he's a black dude who's educated but stupid as hell. I'm gonna call it out what it is. Cause a person asked him what is the definition of racism, and he used racism to define racism. It's like a bunch of racism systems that gives you racist inequities that cause racist outcomes. What? That's not a definition. That's not a definition. And him himself, being who he is, when they asked him what about the tests, he said, "Well, the problem is not the test takers. The problem is the test is racist." I'm like, what? Okay, this is eighth. This is fourth to eighth grade math and logic. Simple stuff, Doc. Again, I can't because the video from last night would have shown that. Simple stuff. And I was puzzled when people say about, oh, black people just don't the test is the SATs, the AT test, all this stuff is set up to be racist because all the white people pass it. Well, Asians are passing. Well, Asians are different. Okay, then I could pass it. Well, you're not the kind of black that we're talking about. Okay, black from Nigeria could pass it. All these people will pass the damn test except for certain people in America. Something ain't right here. I got a problem with that.
Don't we all?
How come people from other countries who English is not their first language can pass these tests, but you guys can't? And why are you making the platform for basic standards lower and lower? Hell, it's not even lower. It's below. It's underground right now for black and brown kids. It's very bad. And mom, like I said in the show last night, my mom was a single mom. She raised me and my sister. We defied the odds, and not got herself in trouble and do anything crazy. But not only that, even though she was a single mom, even though she had to do a lot of stuff, even though she and my dad put me and my sister through private school, they made sure that our grades were no joke. As I tell you last night, and a friend of a person, she watched the video with me with my mom, which I'll put out, sooner or later. When my sister was like, she was with my grandma, and she was like, my grandma's like, why are you nervous? She said, you're like, I got a B. She's like, I got a B. Grandma was like, yeah, so you got a B. She's like, Grandma, you know how mom gets with report cards. My mom didn't play that.
Yes. Look, man. I hate to even say it like this. I really do. But this country is going down the toilet.
This talk, what Archie Bunker said, this country is going straight in the dumper.
Listen, man. Let me give an example of just how far I have gone on my way to branch myself and just remain educated. So I do random stuff every now and again. Like, for example, I don't do shorthand texting unless it's LOL or LMAO. I don't do anything else shorthand. I type full words, whether it be a computer or a phone. Full words, full sentences, subject, predicate, full sentences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I still use punctuation when I type.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I don't write a text message and ask a question and there's no punctuation to follow. I still use commas. I still use proper punctuation more times than not. I still go out of my way to correct words or use proper spelling. And if I do spell something wrong, or if the word prediction misspells or puts the wrong one in, I still go in and correct it afterwards. That's me, because I don't want any confusion as to what I was trying to say. That's one thing. Two, I try to eliminate useless words out of my vocabulary. Like, for example, the word even. When people say, man, even that ain't right. What's the purpose of the word even? You can just say that isn't right. But we fluff our vocabulary, our speaking with useless words.
And we
And
change word and we change definitions of words too now.
exactly. If you can, people, you can actually go online and type in useless words, and you'll see how there are so many. For example, my wife, I've heard her talk every now and again. We talk in conversations, and she'll say like. She'll add the word like to a lot of stuff. I'm thinking, why not just say it is instead of just saying, oh, like this or like that? Just say it is this or is that. But I've met people that they add the word like to almost every word in the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like I don't know, like I kind of like this, like you know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to say, like, why you keep saying like?
I go with the part where you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? No, I don't see what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? No, I heard what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But I don't see it. But we do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is just one example of our just education level dropping. It really is.
It is.
We're running out of things to say, or we're forgetting how to say them properly. In other words, don't use 7 words when 4 were due. So now people are finding ways to disguise their lack of speech or their lack of education by fluffing up sentences. They use 12 words when you only use 3. They'll
Mm-hmm.
text a paragraph instead of making a 1-minute phone call. That's the
Yep.
problem. These are just a few examples of education going down the dumpster. It's trusted people. That's the goal of those truly in power, to dumb down this society,
Mm-hmm.
to make us into the somnambulate public. That's what it's all about. Docile, obedient, very suggestive.
Or quick to
That is the
response
purpose
to
behind all of it.
I'll quick to response to fear with what they're doing right now with all this crap going on.
But it's terrible. And years and this is a long time ago. I actually was talking to someone. I forget who the person was. This guy. And he said, I heard him ask someone, "Hey, do you got a mirror?" I said, "What the fuck is a mirror?" I said, "Well, what's a mirror?" He said, "A mirror." I said, "A mirror? You mean mirror?" It's like, the way you said it was M-U-R, but you meant you meant mirror, like the reflective thing. Like, I'm thinking that's what you said. That is horrible. That's horrible.
Yep.
And as I said, only a few examples, but it's getting bad, people. If you really pay attention to what the people you run into, what they're saying, how they are so circuitous in trying to say one thing, you're thinking you could have just said this. Or they do not know which words to use, the simple words, mind you, to describe something. They
That
don't.
too.
Or as Tig just said, they're making up words, changing definitions. What the fuck is fleek? I don't think that was actually in Webster's. If it is,
No,
I could be wrong.
it's urban. It's urban. It might be added because how people use it so much now,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
the same thing goes to like I said, we have so many ways to save money, and we got even some stuff I know on the internet. I don't stop the cap. I'm like, what's a cap and all this nonsense that people coming up with? It's becoming more and more annoying. And again, again, phobia means irrational fear of something. Nobody has a irrational fear of trans. Stop that. Or people who are homosexual. They don't. I never, ever, ever seen somebody curl up into a ball because they saw a trans person. Never. I've seen somebody do that when they see they got vertigo.
Or a
I've s-
spider.
or a spider, or in a closet when they claustrophobic in the elevator. I've seen somebody curl up into a ball like I'm close to claustrophobic, but I've never seen nobody does that with that thing.
Very good point. I never seen it, nor have I ever felt that way.
But they just use that because that word never meant hate until I think they changed it in 2013. Voice is drunk, but that's mostly. But the thing that came about it is going back to the main topics. Like I said, those teachers won't be teaching around white kids, but they have no problem slipping them into teaching black and brown kids in that district. I want to read out this statistics for you. Just a quick statistics. Give me a second here. Let me just make sure. Okay, basically you ain't gonna hear it, Doc, and you might not hear it, but I'm gonna play the statistics for you guys. I could play the statistics for you guys so you can hear it, but I'll repeat it for you, Doc, so you can hear it later on. Okay.
All right.
A low bar. 50% of third graders are already cannot read, not getting rid of the exam. End of quote.
But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about?
Now remember, here in California, 75% of black boys already cannot read at state levels of proficiency, a low bar. 50% of third graders cannot read at state levels of proficiency. And 80% of the students, public school students in California, are black and brown, the very ones that the left claims that they care about. Now,
So there you go. 75% of black boys cannot read
state levels of
at state level of proficiency. 50%.
proficiency, a low bar. 50% of third graders.
And 50% of third graders can't read at grade level. In California.
And this is California. Okay.
In California, not in the United States, in California. That is crazy. That's a crazy thing. And these are the people who are.
Okay, so hold on. So, let me read this so I can clarify. You say 75% of black boys cannot read, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
That's they cannot read at all.
No, they can't read. They can't read at. They can't read at basically a low bar, the state efficiency, which basically is like 5th grade. They can't.
So they can't meet the minimum requirements basically.
Yes.
75%. And is this across all like grade levels or just specific grade levels?
No, all levels in California.
Oh my damn. That is horrific.
Yeah, they say 75% of black boys. Now they say 50% of third graders can't read at a 1st grade level.
But you know what they can all do? They can all rap and dance and all other things that they glorify.
Yep. I know about guap and as you just said, oh man, Shorty, you know what fleek Mario so you know me here, Shorty man, what is she? What the hell did you just said?
Dude, I swear. I swear that basically they're creating new languages every day.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I don't think I would ever truly translate, attempt to translate, or try to understand it.
I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. I don't care because if you are someone that I care about or that I converse with normally, I actually have a friend. I have a female friend that in conversations she would actually say SMH. And every time in my mind I'm thinking, you are a grown ass woman. Did you really just reply to me in my face by saying SMH? I think the gesture itself would do if we're in person. But you basically gave me a personified version of shorthand text. That makes no sense to me. As I said, this is not someone that's 17. We're talking about 30s.
I got you. I got what you're saying.
And they said to me that's sad. Now, I don't think any less of this person. That's it. They're my friend. But at the same time, I don't do that. I don't try to replicate that. I don't try to emulate it. I don't try to fit in. You talk like that all you want. I won't be using that language. I won't be using shorthand in a person to person conversation where we are actually facing one another.
Well, again,
That
remember, you're right, and I want to just don't forget. Remember, they're not only missing you doing that kind of stuff. What you're just saying. Remember, they're trying to make you. They're trying to change your language so you speak a weird way too. Because again, I never understand. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do this because it don't make no sense. When people say, "Oh, you're misgendering somebody because you're giving the wrong pronoun," how do I know I'm giving the wrong pronoun? They're not around when I'm doing it, so how they know?
they're gonna tell them.
Who's gonna tell them?
Look, man.
They're not around. If Ken, if me and you are talking, I'm gonna say, "Hey, Ken, what happened?" Blah blah blah. Ken did this, whatever. But if you're not around, I'm like, "Hey, Anderson, yeah, Ken didn't. Ken couldn't make it to the podcast. He's busy." You're not around to hear the he, or she, or them, or they, or whatever. And if it's bad enough the whole he and she, it's even worse for y'all. But they're them. You're not a them. What is y'all crazy?
But to me, in one from one perspective, I can admire it, and let me explain why.
Okay, you going in and out of your mic, Ken. Just letting you know that.
I'm sorry. I said from one perspective, I can admire it, and here's why. It is because I do believe that there are a lot of mental prisons that we have been thrown into. For example, I'm one of those people that truly does think and believe that time is a construct. It was a unit of measure to measure the existence of something, how long something exists.
Yeah.
There is no real concept of time. You think about it, it was invented. So I do believe that those that exist outside that perspective are, I can admire that. I really can. So if you want to break out of the shell of I'm not a he, a she, or it, I'm whatever I want to be, hey, that's admirable. Because truly, that's what we try to teach kids anyway. You can be whatever you want to be, right? That's admirable. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to exist outside the boundaries of nature, but I am saying that if you want to be realistic, right now it's been established there's a male and female in most species. Okay, um, that's just the way it works. But on the other hand, as I said, I can admire it. But the way it's being used, that's what I don't like. That's what I don't care for. You're trying, they're trying to speak as though they don't fit, but all your actions outside or once you're done speaking say the exact opposite. So you're not a man or a woman. Okay. Then why do you walk into restrooms that got a man or woman symbol? If you truly believe you're not one or the other, but you're both, then
I don't know.
why aren't you on Capitol Hill advocating for a unisex bathroom everywhere? Where whether you're a man or woman, you can walk in there. And let's say you're a woman, but you don't want to be identified as a woman. Okay, let's put that to the test. Let's say you walk into a bathroom. You say you're not a man or woman. You're just whatever you want to be. Okay, then there's a bathroom that's for both men and women. It's 10 o'clock at night. You go walk into this public bathroom, and then some man, some suspicious man, walks in there behind you. Now, if this man has some nefarious thoughts towards you, I'm pretty sure you're thinking to yourself, "Hey, what are you doing here? This is for women, not men. No, this is for anybody. Remember, anybody." See, to me, if you're gonna go through with something, go all the way, but stop half-assing it. If you want to claim that you are one thing or another, or you're not this and you're not that, but something else entirely, go all the way with it. Stop trying to twist it to your benefit. That's the issue I have. Okay, so you don't like to be called he. You want to be called it. You want to be, or whatever the case may be. Fine. Then make sure all your actions say exactly that. And if they don't, be prepared for some blowback.
No. like I said before, we've seen how we're getting a little bit more into that what you just said right there, but we've seen. Like I said, I'm gonna read just a couple of comments here about the thing about the school stuff. Chuck Turner Chuck Turner from New York make me wonder how people cannot pass the CBS, even graduate high school, or get into college in the first place. Oh wait, never mind. I forgot. We have that. You have Ca- um Cass for Vox from UK. Welcome to the new quote, the new status quo. If your state or country sent uneducated and low qualified teachers to low income areas, then you need to look for teachers. You need to look at the teachers unions who protects the teachers from being fired for incompetence. This this is one good reason that for cameras inside of the classrooms. Okay, I'll see. I read that. You have Bill Bolero. This is one of the reasons I moved out of California. Not only does the taxes high, not only that the schools are getting stupider, not only the politicians are getting dumber, but they literally are hiring uneducated people to teach students to become more stupider. Yeah, I see. I see where you moved out. That makes sense. James Sanford from UK. This is what happens when parents put the responsibility for educating their children in the hands of the public education system.
Yep, especially those filthy illegals.
I'm surprised you're a little quiet in that regard. Anything, but
I'm
yeah.
at work.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got you. No problem. Or anything you now that you hear kind of what's set up, Doc, do your wife have anything to say? That's why I was asking to see if she could chime in and say stuff.
All right, let me go check with her one moment. Y'all keep talking.
Okay, well, y'all honestly can't really talk that much, but I'll do some more comments. Al Swan from Germany. The people running the schools are in control of money power. The teachers' unions have been after the money and power for decades. Neither in neither, regardless of race, seems to care about the kids getting an education. That is true.
Follow the money. The superintendents, they use the money for teachers' pay to fund their own luxuries like private pools, fancy cars, and all that. They've
Yep.
been doing it for years. No one's caught on.
Yep. Don't forget the unions too. Unions have their problem where you're forced to pay them. Sheila Huffman from New York. God bless you guys for speaking out the truth. I saw the show last night. Saw that the video came down, but you're correct. The Democrat policies have done a huge disservice to poor communities. I know. Trust me. I'm gonna try to get the show back up, Sheila. I'm gonna try to get the show back up. I'm just kind of shocked that I thought I got away from like Scooby Doo. I could have gotten away for that pesky YouTube trying to do whatever. All right, come on, please. You guys literally, did me wrong.
We're all on the list now.
Basically. It's kind of weird too because they found that one I know for sure they specifically went after that video. There's another video that they kind of so I have now two videos blocked, one that's semi-blocked so you can't watch it on mobile phones or whatever. The one with John Stewart was talking about the truth about the CV, and they specifically went for that. They really put an algorithm to find that out. It's not blocked, but you cannot play it on your phone, which is just as bad as being blocked. And that's some messed up things. Let me keep on going. See with that. Cassie Burns from New York. I agree with the parent. I agree with the parents somewhat, but she needs to know that there are possibilities to there there. Okay, sorry. She needs to know that although possible, under, and unqualified is a part of it, they also need to be aware of that they're not teaching basic skills. They're just confusing it with CRT, which is, yeah, that's another thing. You need to get out your damn schools.
When I went to school between 2008 and 2012, coasted by because the crazy teacher wanted to push communism on us. If you just pretended you agreed with what he said, then he passed you. Everything else to him was irrelevant. And then I found out that crazy teacher was kind of like the mold for what we got now.
That's what you're saying. Calvin McNeil in UK as a joke in King of the Hill goes, those two can do those who can't do teach, and those who can teach Jim. Yeah, I remember he said that. I remember he said that. Jeanette Smith from Washington D.C. Okay, read Thomas Sowell's book, Charter Schools and Their Enemies. Yeah, Thomas Sowell got a lot of books, and like I said, that's why I have his video down, and I hope I go do stuff. Mean Exotic Isaac. Okay, and I think from Egypt. Oh wow, you really did move. It was a reason. It was a reason that I dropped out of Compton High School in '97. Every teacher I had was an idiot. They didn't know nothing. I came into class and they let us do almost near anything we wanted to. But of course, my Muslim family did not like that, so we moved back to Egypt, where I got better education and where teachers were held to high standards to teach their students to become better into society. Ah, you got lucky.
Lucky mofo.
Well, you got lucky. Ulysses Esther from UK. Teachers Union are not sending their best. I get what you're saying. I got that joke. Schools around here are schools with high minorities have bad discipline problems, and the teachers' hands are tied pretty much because you can't have too many furloughs or detention or minorities, so they get away with everything and everything, and teachers suffer too. To get on with the discipline or to score will be proof. Now I'll say that too. They are bad teachers, but there are teachers who are trying their best and they're handicapped. There are teachers out there who try to do something and they are handicapped. So I'm not going to say all teachers are bad in this regard. No, they're not.
I will.
Well, if you some of the teachers I know that try and the crap that they go through, nah, I wouldn't do that. Because I know some
I
of these.
will do.
Okay. I hear you, sir. John Buck from New York. If a teacher can't pass the basic exam, then I doubt they can do much educating. Technically speaking, they're not educating, they're basically regurgitating and indoctrinating your kids. Also, they cannot go on to children for failing basic tests when they can't even pass them themselves, which is true. You can't fault them for that. If you can't pass the damn test, why are you telling the kid he failed? That is definitely true. With all the Douglas Eugene Alford from UK, you got to put the whole thing in. With all the money that the teachers' unions have been given over the years, there shouldn't be any discrimination in schools. That's true. You back, Doc? Doc. No, Kenny ain't back yet.
They got him.
You just think they got him? Well, I got a question. You know, I mean, I could go into more of this, but I got a question. Cause you sent me a text last night, Anderson. And I know you can't talk fully gears because you literally on work, and I don't want to get you in trouble, bro. You don't have to do this when you're in your work. But that text about about that dam, that is not. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that.
I'm not. I guess I shared it because it was funny, even though now I gotta suffer through it.
People are talking about, oh, you get your EV cars and everything, whatever. Like literally today at my work, this guy came into my job and he was talking up a storm about, oh, EVs are the future and autonomous cars is this and that. We should begin. We should get rid of all. We should get EV cars by 2020, like Joe Biden said. I'm like, why? How? You think so? And he went into a whole thing, but I'm on my job, so I'm not gonna say nothing. But I'm like, you are crazy if you think they're gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I guarantee that's not. Again, all my predictions I've done so far about what's gonna happen in the economy has been proven correctly. Now the problem about it is I'm not a sleazeball to short sell and do that. I know people say, well, why don't you go and do short sale and make millions of dollars and all that stuff like that? Because I'm not a sleazeball like that. I'm secure enough in my money or whatever. I just prepared for the worst. That's one of my things. That's one of the things on my T3 that my grandmother told me. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yeah, you might want to prepare for another lockdown with a side of martial law soon.
Not where I'm at. Yeah, they could cause a lockdown. I'm not saying they can't. They could cause a lockdown, but again, I'm in the country, so I'm in the countryside. I don't gotta deal with a lot of stuff. But you're in the cities. I feel for you. I definitely feel for you. So let me get it straight. The dam, the basically in California, one of the dams they have in California that provide a lot of power for the state. For the state, is basically have the lowest water levels ever. Lake Orville reaches its all-time low levels, and it's a hydro electronic plant that had to be shut down. So get all your battery, your EV cars, people. Go ahead, man, and then your EV cars is just as good as this bottle of water that is just sitting right on my shoulder. It's dead weight, ain't going nowhere if you ain't got no power to charge it. Not saying that gas is be all end all. My thing is, why don't we have a freaking balance? That's all I'm saying. Let's have gas. Let's have natural gas. Let's have oil. Let's have kerosene, because kerosene is what make jet fuel. And there's not. And again, electric planes. Say all you want about it. You ain't gonna be traveling that far with that much weight in electric planes. Just saying. Just saying. But let's have a blend of things and just let it be easy. Let's have it just in case one of the systems fall apart, something else could be picked up easy to fix it. We know gas is reliable to where it is. Does it pollute? Yes. But so does electric batteries as well. To people like, oh, you have no emissions. But you go and find out how they dig for these things and how toxic the water is in Chile off of the coast when they use the dehydration ponds. Go look it up. I had a video about that. That's the first video that YouTube blocked for me when I talked about that. So I'm trying my best to apologize, get all those videos up for you guys. Seriously. That's not gonna. So now your batteries, whatever, and I like how they say, "Oh, these gonna be affordable. We're gonna get it. Teslas will come out, but if we get a lot of batteries, we're gonna get prices down to whatever." I don't care how much prices you get down to, whatever. If you can't access gas, if you can't access the power, your car is gonna be crap. And here's the thing: if you're gonna put solar power like I have on my house, where I could charge a car, like those guys that talk about, like I could do. Only people who have the money and means to do that can do that. Not regular people. So who are they doing that for? Not regular people. You back, Doc? Oh, Anderson's back. Okay. I don't what I don't know where he gone now. You're right. He must have got them.
We're next.
Got you.
Yeah, we can't really have convenience. It's always pushing this and that. You got to follow who benefits the most. You got to follow the money.
I get that. I get that. You can pause this. You can mute yourself. You whatever. I get. Yeah, I get that. But let's be understanding about this thing. Like I said, they're not gonna be doing that. Only people who have the money. And again, we're gonna go from a gas that could fill up in 5 minutes to this right now. Are there gonna be technology in the future that could do this? Yeah, I could see that. But it's gonna take a while still to get there because we're gonna go from charging 5-6 minutes of gas from empty tank to a full tank to 30 minutes to get half a tank or 70% charge, or maybe an hour and a half. Like, do people not notice this? And the people say, oh, well, you do it in houses. And it goes back to what I just said. Not everybody's going to put solar systems on their house.
Not everybody can afford to.
Thank
Keyword
you.
afford.
Exactly. And there's a lot of houses in the country that cannot be rewired for the way that people want it to be rewired. This is mostly going to be like for new houses or at least houses to certain types of years in the back to do this.
Yeah, our nationwide infrastructure is pretty spotty at best. Some places can get something, other places cannot.
Exactly. So I don't know why we can't go with this blended path. I should say, sorry, path. And oh yes, I didn't. I want to read. Y'all people think it's crazy again. Crazy Uncle George was passing another tax. The tax that got hit slipping the bill. I don't know if he got passed, but he sneaked it into the daggone bill. And if that gets in there, you talk about y'all worried about inflation now. Ho 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 ho. Y'all ain't gonna ready for this crap. They slipped in a mileage tax. So here's how that's gonna work. You're gonna pay the mileage tax. The businesses are gonna pass the mileage tax on to your product. Your products are gonna go up, and you're gonna pay. So you're paying double now. If that mileage tax goes through, you're gonna pay double to the mileage tax.
This is what people wanted.
I have to agree, man.
That is crazy. So you are gonna pay how much miles you drive. You gotta remember they're saying this. So we're only doing this so we could save the world and people don't drive gas. Look at California. They raised the taxes on their gas, and now they drive more fuel efficient cars. And a lot of people also not driving that much cars. So because they're losing the revenue, they're trying to pass this mileage tax in California itself, so they could get more. Say, oh, we're gonna get more money. We're gonna do stuff for schools and whatever. And y'all wasting the money already. Y'all wasting the money already.
You know what? Going back to that for a moment. I have an uncle, right? And I think at the time his wife had moved to California. She had stayed there for a number of years. And I remember him telling me that, man, and keep in mind, this is about 20, 25 years ago, right? He would tell me, he says, yeah, man, California, he says, the schools look real nice. He says they're gated up, they got these nice gates and stuff. They look real nice. He said, but don't let that fool you. I said, wait, what? He says, yeah, trust me. Now, keep in mind, he wasn't a bright scholar himself, but he literally said, yeah, he says, they look nice. He said, but don't let that fool you. He says, it's still average of education at best. At best, average. That was 25 years ago that he told me this. That in comparison, they look nicer than schools in other states. But the education is probably below other states.
Oh, California's worse.
I said, wait, really? I said, then why pay the money to make it look nice? Then I thought about it.
Facade.
You fake it till you make it.
Make it. That's what I said, the facade.
You fake it till you make it. Period.
got you. Well, since you're back, Doc, and I'm guessing your wife's busy, so she couldn't join in on what we're talking about.
Yeah, I sent you a message about it. She's actually going back right now and listening to the beginning of it. She wants to hear the comments you read.
Well,
Plus,
we're basically gonna be finishing it up in the
yeah,
next couple of minutes.
I mentioned that. Trust me.
Oh Lord. Anyway, since because you're more a car guy and stuff like that, like Addison is just going through right now. One of the biggest dams in California is basically shut down.
Yeah,
Electric
I
power.
saw that. I saw the article this morning. I said, wait, what? I said, that's crazy. It's like an
Yeah,
all-time low.
yeah,
I'm the one
yeah,
who shared it. There's no Wawa in California.
yeah. Because they don't do reservoirs. They don't do reservoir. They don't do no water planning in California at all. At all,
And
except pass stupid laws that if you use more than 55 gallons of water in your house, we're gonna fine you.
well, here's the thing, though. Isn't it a state that's actually pretty much is economically and geographically designed to be best at water reservoirs?
Yes, but they
We're right
don't
next
build
to the
them.
ocean, but there's no water.
Yeah, no, yeah, but Doc is saying yes, but they don't build the reservoirs.
I know. I'm just simply stating that based on where it's located, plus the fact that it's a very hilly part of the country, full of hills. You guys have basically all you need to have tons of reservoirs.
No, they don't have them because they don't think. Like I said, they don't think for that. Jerry Brown, when Jerry Brown first became governor, they told. Let me look for that. I want to see. So I know what do you call it? I want to look this up and see when did Jerry Brown first became governor of California. Let me just when did Jerry Brown first became governor of California?
Don't look at me.
No, no, no. I'm doing it. He became 1971. 1971. They told Jerry Brown to get reservoirs because the population is getting big, and the population is getting big. A lot of people moving to California. He's like, oh, don't worry. He was 36 years old. We don't gotta worry about that. We're gonna get water. We'll do good. Okay. That was 1971. He became governor again in 2010. They told him again, fix the dams and get reservoirs. He didn't do it. But he made sure that in Orange County, his road to his vineyards were the only roads to get paved and work done, while everybody else's road was crappy. That's the governor
Uh,
you got.
but you know what? Now I saw this in one of my favorite shows years ago. I'm not sure if you ever heard of the show called House of Cards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The one with Kevin Spacey. I know there's
yeah,
also
yeah,
a BBC version,
yeah.
but one of the episodes, I forget what it was entitled, but I think the president's wife, she started filibustering.
Mhm.
So the Senate committee was going down this list of things they had appropriated all the funds for, and she was thinking, I have some real important stuff that I really need funds for, and you guys don't want to fund it. Tell me you've taken that you needed every penny. So they were reading the list. She went there. She said, "Yeah, you got $440,000 for a watermelon fund, for the Secretary of Defense's watermelon fund." Wait, what? So how much watermelon does she eat that costs $440,000? And then she said something about $220,000 for I think for the head House representatives, was it her wardrobe? She said, well, who needs that much money for a wardrobe? They find all I got from this is that they find elaborate ways to steal money, to steal tax money. They find the most elaborate ways. Because I thought to myself, almost $500,000 for a watermelon fund for one person. I don't think I've consumed $500,000 worth of food in my lifetime, let alone just watermelon.
Mhm.
Who the hell needs $200,000 a year for a wardrobe? I'm sorry. If you change clothes every day, you still won't hit 220 grand. That's a bit much. But as you stated, as many people as live in California, I think California is what 40 million, 45 million people,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. And of course, that's where most celebrities like to live and make their money. People that have careers or want careers in acting and voice acting and stuff like that, they choose to move to California, to LA. I don't know why the hell you want to move to LA, but people do. You mean to tell me you got all this, plus you got a state tax and federal tax? You got all this money pouring over there, and you can barely pave roads, or as you just mentioned, build reservoirs. That lets me know you guys are pocketing that money.
Of course they're pocketing money. They got billions of dollars to clear brush the forest and do what it's supposed to do. That's why those forest fires get crazy out of control, because the brushes, majority, there are people who cause the fire accidentally and arsonists. Not denying that at all. In case YouTube and Facebook want to get uppity with their crap. Right, but majority of the fires are caused because the brushes are overhanging transmission wires in the kitchen on fire. They're not cutting them back. They get billions of dollars to do that. They don't do it. They pocket the money. And the thing about it that killed me about all this nonsense that they got a lot of money. California's $3 trillion in debt. $3 trillion in debt. And it grows every year. It gets more and more big, of course. And they don't
Isn't
take
that
it.
about isn't that about 10% of the country's debt?
Basically, if you're going by the $30 trillion setup that we have right now, yeah.
So one state is
Not,
responsible
but
for 10%. Essentially, is what you're telling me.
well, it's the eighth biggest economy in the world, so I'm not surprised.
Who see that? I knew they were in debt. I didn't know it was that much. But if you're telling me that California is essentially responsible for roughly 10% of our nation's total debt, please let's go ahead and chop off this foot and let it float into the sea between Hawaii and the rest of the U.S. That's sad.
Well, that's not
Get me
even
out of
that.
here first.
But yeah, I'll say please, but Anderson, fly out first. Fly out, please.
Get all the money you can. Get every money you can. Box up all your switch, whatever. Tell American Airlines the thing. Hey, I'm shipping all this to someplace. I don't care. But
Hey,
it's not
if you
even
can,
that.
if you can, Southwest they do accept 2 free bags. So if you're stuck in fitting 2 bags, you ain't got to pay for luggage.
But here's the thing too. You don't have to disclose your money, Doc. But I'm just saying this. This is how crazy the water is. Now I can disclose my house. My house is worth between $410,000 to $430,000 right now. That's the same amount of money people were spending a while back when they had the droughts, and it's gonna get worse. They were spending that much money to get a well, not a house, a well.
Yeah,
$400,000 to dig for a well.
yeah, I read about those stories and did some research that basically a house here that costs about $200,000 would be close to $1 million in California, if not more.
I mean,
And
yeah.
and believe that's true of a lot of northern states too, where like for example, there's this show my wife likes to watch every now and again. I think it's the Property Brothers or something, where they go in, they can either find a home for them or they remodel one, and these people get approved for $600,000 and $700,000 to get a house, right?
Mhm.
I think I saw one couple they got approved for $700,000. The house they got was only 2,200 square feet. And I said, wait, what the hell? Hold on, man. Hold on a minute. The first house I wanted about 4 years ago, when my wife and I started looking for a home, this house was almost 4,000 square feet, and they wanted $375,000 for it. That's less than $100 per square foot.
Well, you in Texas. That's a different story. But
I
yes.
know, but I'm thinking you had just over half that space, and you were paying more than double.
Well, yeah. Right now in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and of course like that, like people know if you're a young person, you never were, if you and your family ain't rich, you can't buy no house. And I'm talking about average Joe house, not no damn millionaire McMansion. I'm talking about an average Joe house Most of these houses up there like $600,000-$700,000.
I said, nah, man. I think the worst one I saw, this family actually got this, I think this 30 or 40-foot lot home that was probably around 1,800 square feet. And it was about 450,000. I said, oh, hell no. I said, I know apartments that are probably that big, 3-bedroom, but 1,800 feet? Come on now, man. My house right now
Guess
is almost 2,500 square feet.
guess how much an apartment costs in California?
I don't want to know.
I know. I didn't gotta guess because again, I priced out my house in California. My house in California with a smaller lot than what I have because I have a bigger lot. My house was basically what do I call it again? A house spot, a house footprint. Basically, you only got a land that's around your house and that's about it. It will cost $2.8 million if you were in LA or if you were like the central, not central Florida, but if you go more to West Coast, it would be like $3 million. I'm like, nah. I like my house, but I ain't paying that much. I'm cool with 400,000.
Yeah.
But my point to Kimmy is without that dam right there. That's what I was talking to Anderson. Without that dam, so if you ain't got, because I like how these people always talk about the whole thing about electric cars. I'm not against it. I am not against electric cars. But let's be honest about it though.
The infrastructure is not truly there yet.
It ain't gonna be there for a while, but people
yeah,
keep on saying it's gonna be there. There's only, listen to this. There are only 200,000 electric EV car in the world. In the world. That's not in America. That's in the world. You know how much gas stations we got? I'm looking back up again because I remember I was like, what? It's not even a joke. Let me see.
We probably got that many gas stations in Texas alone.
You said again? You said again, Doc?
I said we probably have 200,000 gas stations in Texas alone.
In Texas alone.
But you're right. The people aren't wrong, but they need to understand exactly what they're saying. We're not disputing you. It will be there, but don't confuse will with the immediate future. That's not going to happen. Even with Tesla having the largest supercharger infrastructure out there, trust me, it will probably be a minimum of 10 years before you can drive 20 miles before there'll be a supercharger 10 miles from your house, no matter where you live.
But even if you have but here's the thing: even if you have a supercharger, the quickest they could get to whatever the power to like 70% or 70% of your battery is 30 minutes.
Like 30 minutes, yeah.
So you
now,
got to
now most people now I won't lie. The purpose of superchargers really is, besides the high-speed charging, is to allow you to drive longer distances. But most people that use them, statistically, the ones that use them are the ones that are low on power and just want some juice to get home. So most can typically do end up just parking their cars for about 5 to 10 minutes to supercharge and they leave. Because that right there gives them 50 to 100 miles just to get home. They're probably on about 20, 25 miles from home. They just want to get a quick charge to get home. Not many folks that use those actually sit there the entire time unless they're on road trips. But most of them, they plug the car in for 5 to maybe 15 minutes and they leave.
Okay, the superchargers I've seen beside me, they don't do that. So maybe in Texas they do that. The superchargers I see, they stay the whole 30 something an hour. I never see them pull up.
Now the ones that do that typically are the ones that have the free supercharger because they bought the car brand new. Because when the Teslas first launched, Elon Musk said, if you bought a Tesla brand new, you got free supercharging for life. Then about 2-3 years ago, he changed that to free supercharging, I think, for a couple of years.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then he stopped it, I think, last year entirely. And then I think this year he brought it back or some crap like that.
All I know is I've gone, because where I work at, there's a mall right beside me, North Hills Mall, where I work at, close to where I work at. And I have gone there and gone shopping at Target and all kind of stuff. And I've seen Teslas out there and they have not moved. And I've been in there for more than 30 minutes. I'm like, this the same Tesla. Because you could see the same license plates and stuff in front. They're not moving. So they stay there. And there's lines of people waiting for the other Teslas trying to get into those to get into charge.
Now, is this actually a Tesla supercharger or just
Yeah.
another? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know because I've actually
No, they have because they have an EV spot by the bank. They have an
Okay.
EV spot by the bank, and in those spot they have Tesla stuff as well. They have Tesla chargers, and so people go there. But those are not; those are just that. But where the Target is, it says superchargers on top of the Tesla stations.
Okay.
So they go. I don't see them move. I do not see them move. I'm not lying to you. And again, I'm not down what you were saying too. No, I'm not down. I'm not down what you're saying too. That maybe in Texas they do the whole 5 minutes top up and go whatever. Maybe they do. I just know what I saw. I'm just giving this. I don't know about evidence. What I'm saying right now. I'm not. For me, and for me, and again, yes, the fatigue is there because I literally, I drive a Nissan Sentra, 2013 Nissan Sentra. That's what I drive, my daily driver, and I drove about because the person I'm with, she was like, "You're putting in gas now," because it was basically it was down the lights was flashing, and I was like, she was like, "Wait, you drove all the way up to me, which was it's a drive where she lives at 49 minutes away from me. I drove all the way up to I filled up my car with gas, drove to her, come back to my house." Went to work, do some stuff. You gotta get around, drive around, and get my sister's car and all kind of stuff because her car was in the shop and all kind of stuff. That was last week Wednesday. I'm just filling up the gas right now. I did close to 480 miles on one tank of gas. I went to the gas station. I filled up in 5 minutes, and I'm back on the road. And that's a whole tank.
Yeah, I have a 2012 Kia Optima. And that has a 18.5 gallon tank. I can do, I think it's roughly about if it's all highway, I can do close to 600 miles.
Yeah, if it's all highway, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do close to 600 miles. And if it's regular daily driving to work, it's about 450.
But I'm just saying we need to have a balance of getting all these kind of gas because again, if you don't got no power, like that dam is basically caused the power and they call them blackouts and you can't have a car. Your car's a brick.
True. I won't deny that.
Your car's a brick. 1, 2. Electric batteries that I know of right now, I've seen because we've seen it with having in Texas just this year. And Canada has the same problem too. You lose a lot more power in colder places with electric batteries. I'm just saying, you're not holding the charge. So I don't get that situation. People, like I said, and most of the people who are gonna buy Tesla, the guy I was talking to today, he's like, well, they're gonna bring the car price down to like 30,000, whatever. Again, yes, but most people are gonna charge by home. And let's be honest, not many people put that much power. Like I said, anybody who's gonna put a charger in their house and gonna have a solar panel and all that stuff like that, those are people who have the income to do it. Not regular people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And plus, on top of that, the highest charge you can get for any electric car right now in your home is a level 2. There are no level 3 superchargers you can have installed at your house at this moment.
At this moment, yes.
Because now, will it come? Yes. And I tell you right now, just like when the first flat panel TVs came and they cost $10,000 way back in the day, I'm gonna tell you right now, when that first level 3 supercharger is available on a consumer level, it's probably gonna cost about 20, 30, 40 grand.
Doc, to me, that's a big if with how things are going. We may have a societal collapse before any of that happens.
I trust me. I don't deny that it's going to happen. Because the reason why this interests me because I actually
economical collapse. Let's put it that way. That's society. I think economical collapse is going to happen.
And a social one. And a social one.
Keep guns in your hands and get away from the cities. I digress.
Did that, but the reason why this interests me because I am going to purchase either an EV or a plug-in hybrid within the next 6 months to a year. I already got my choices in mind. The plug-in hybrid that I want, I think it can go 30 miles on just electric power alone, where it doesn't even use a gas engine whatsoever. It does not use it. And hybrid power, it gets roughly about 45 miles to a gallon. And of course, the gas engine charges the electric battery while you drive. But I can literally go to the car, turn it on, and drive 30 miles, nothing but electric power. And to me, and I've thought about this on more than a few occasions. To me, that is a best solution that the government should enact when it comes to making
No, no,
the
no, no,
country
no. Never get a
making the
government involved.
country EV, making it more, shall I say, greener, make it more green. Because to me, hybrids are a better choice than being completely EV.
Yeah, but they're more. But the thing about it is, and I'm only going off of a person who I yeah. If you're on YouTube, check out Scotty Kilmer. He said those are the most pain in the ass things to work on.
Oh, I, I
if they
don't,
if they if
I
they break
don't
down.
disagree. I don't disagree, especially if they're complicated. Now, the one I'm talking about, the EV actually uses its gas engine's powertrain. So it actually still uses the same powertrain or transmission that the gas engine does. It powers it by battery alone. So
I got
that
you.
one I've actually read that it's actually easier to work on than most. Whereas I think the Cadillac CT6 plug-in hybrid, the electric motor actually has its own transmission and gears separate from the gas. I say that's a little bit too much.
Well, also you gotta, and also if you're working on those things, you need these special gloves that he's talking about to work on these
Yeah.
most of these things. And they said if that thing has even a millimeter cut, you could get, because remember those batteries have. You see, you can put your hands. I know people are gonna say this, but it is the truth. You can put your hands on a battery on the 12 volt button in your car. You won't get shocked. Really, you won't. But that's just a 12 volt charge. Now you put it on these EV cars.
With
Oh,
the kill,
woo,
as soon as it says kilowatt, it's over.
you are,
It's over.
boy, you're fried. So you gotta use these special gloves that are like $99 per for the set. And if you got a little hole or something, because you gotta do some of them come with kits to test it so that you have cuts in the glove. And if they got a cut, you gotta throw them away. So
So, but I truly do believe that's a better way to go for the average Joe, where you can still be green when you drive around town or close to your home, or maybe your one-way trip to work, but you still got your gasoline engine for backup in case of cold weather or something of that sort.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing though. Let's be 100% honest. What you're just saying is people like me and you could do that. Majority of people are not gonna take care of their cars. They
I
don't.
know. Look,
You can
trust me, man.
say green as you want. They're not gonna take it. There are people out there with Teslas and they change the battery quick because they don't do what the manual say, and the battery just dies off quick in a couple of years. Then it lasts the longer way they're supposed to last.
I know, man.
Human
Trust me.
nature. Human nature is the resistance of being
I,
lazy is hard.
I,
Yeah.
I actually, well, and my wife should tell you this, but I literally will patrol my house every day, and I use all the systems my house came with. The Rainbury irrigation system. I use my flow by mowing, smart water valve system. I check all that stuff. I made a home theater system last over 10 years. And in fact, it still worked. It's just that it wouldn't work on my new setup, so I gave it away. But no, I will make a product last a lifetime, because to me, if I bought it, I bought you to work until you cannot work anymore. That's that. I don't think I've ever had anything prematurely die on me before it's time. And if it did, it had a warranty. So I will still cover it. But you're right, most people, I know family members where a room that I stayed in my entire life when I lived with my grandparents, I moved out, and less than a year later, the ceiling fan was missing a blade. And I'm thinking, how the fuck? What are you doing to where the ceiling fan is missing a blade? I lived in this room for 20 plus years. You live in it once and it's missing a blade? What are you doing on the ceiling?
He hangs something from that blade.
But we talking about adults here. So I'm thinking to myself, if I was here 20 years and nothing ever happened, what do you do in 1 year where it's missing a blade. It does not make sense. But
Tie a tennis shoe to it.
as he just said, people today, most people don't
Tennis
take
shoe.
they don't take care of their shit. They
Yeah.
buy it, they use it. I've known people. Actually, my wife has a friend that he had bought a brand new. I think it was I think it's a Kia. Bought a brand new Kia, Forte or whatever. He didn't get the oil change one time. And then of course the engine locked up, broke down. He never got it repaired. We bought the car brand new, but never changed
Yeah,
the oil
that
ever.
that happened to a cousin of mine. Not really the cousin did it, but her boyfriend did that to the car. I was like, wow, that's messed up.
I'm thinking, so
People,
you never did maintenance at all on the car, and you have some people tell you, "Oh, I'm not supposed to do that." So you have to renew your body every day. You need food in your body. You need water or some type of liquid in your body as well every day. So you need maintenance, but you think your car did? Huh?
Well, people don't take care of themselves either. So what are you
Yeah,
gonna
you
do?
know what? Point well made.
that's what I said, and that's why I said what I said. All these environmentalists could talk all this stuff, but human nature is human nature. They're not going to. I'm not gonna say I'm any different in that regard. There's some things I don't take care of myself. That's why lately, like I said, the last couple of years, I have worked. Do workout. I've changed the way I eat my food. I've do a lot of stuff because I want to do stuff a different way. But again, and the only reason I said about the cars, because anybody could tell you, Doc, you know this because you heard my stuff before and everything. I take care of my cars and I drive until the wheels fall off. I'm sorry, that's just me. I could give me a
So
brand new car right now if I want to, but I don't want to because the car right now I have, it drives. AC's working. Knock on wood. AC's
yeah,
working. It gets
I'm
me
not.
from it get me any place I want to get me. I don't have no car payment.
Is it that that's how I am about Optima? Full, it's loaded, navigation, plenty of space. It drives, nothing wrong with it. I get the tires changed, I get oil changes. That's it. I think I did my brakes and rotors last year, but yeah, it's a 2012, so it's almost 10 years old. I think going by its manufacture date, it is 10 years old. But yeah, I have no intention of selling that car. I really don't, or trading in. No payments. It drives. If it lasts me 10 more years, because I actually do think because of a recall and work I had done on it, they extended my warranty by 15 years. 15 years unlimited mileage, engine and transmission warranty.
No,
So no, that car's not going anywhere until it blows up.
well, I gotta blow up. But again, the last car I had was a 2001 Nissan Sentra, and I not got rid of it. I donated it to the Veterans Administration for vets, cars for vets, in 2019. The car still worked.
Yeah,
It
I
had, it
said
had, it had, it had a transmission, engine mount problem and stuff, and it would be cost more to fix it than to whatever. But again, I'll state it again. When I gave it to when the guy came to pick up that car, he was like, "What's wrong with this car?" He's like, "Nothing's wrong with the car. Just the transmission mounts are, the engine mounts are basically gone, and stuff like that." He's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Really?" He said, "Yeah," because he brought a flatbed truck to like train it and whatever. He drove it up the flatbed. He was like, out of the 7 years I've been doing this, dude, you're the first one to give our veterans a car that could work. So I had it for almost 10 to basically is 18 years really if you go 2001 to that, but 18 years. Car ran good, gave me its life.
yeah. I'm the same way, man. I understand. Even right now, my wife gets on my ass because I will use things dinner like past their expiration date. For example, an afterglow headset, it's peeling on the sides of the earmuffs, and I think the top part that goes over your head, it's cracked. I was still using it. I was. She says, "I'm buying." I said, "No, this works." She says, "Get rid of that old headset. You're not broke." I said, "It's not about being broke. It's just the fact that it still works. As long as it
Okay.
works, I don't care." And I remember Triforce Johnson. He did a video, and I think a fan or whatever had bought him a new headset, or somebody did. But he was saying that, yeah, I've been using this same old headset for about the last 5 or 10 years or whatever. It had cracked. It had a lot of wear and tear. But he says, yeah, I've still been using this. Not because he couldn't afford to get another one, but he just, hey, it still works. I still do my
Okay.
podcast. I play my games. It still works.
I got you. I wish I could say I could say the same. I could do that for you, but I can't. That part I might disagree with you on a little bit. I'll work it until it's work. You're right, but it is just what it is, and see what it talk. But again, hopefully you guys enjoy our conversation as we just go random talks and stuff like that. We had about 6,000. Let me just see here on Temple, whatever. Yep, 6,972 people. So thank you guys for listening and giving us your time and air for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
truly, really appreciate it.
yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna put it back on YouTube, so you can go back watch episode 46. Yes, it sucks. I'm gonna try to see what I could do to get it up there. I'm also gonna try to see if we can get the other two episodes, the other episode that talk about the same topic that we just talked about how batteries and stuff. Because I showed how lithium batteries are mined and stuff like that. Again, remember, lithium batteries are getting mined for a little bit of stuff right now. If we put it on the same scale as what oil is for cars around the world, it's gonna be more messier. People don't understand that. They just think, oh, if we could just get this, it won't be no problem. Okay, then when the batteries are dead and they're done with, what you're gonna do with most of them that really can't be used? Again, you gotta go with people. You gotta go with the average human being who don't take care of the cars. They're not gonna be ones where like a person like me and Doc would take care of the battery and they could maybe reuse the battery for something else and later on. These are people who would destroy a battery, kill a battery, whatever, and then you got to get rid of it. And those things are very toxic. And again,
Yeah, but good luck trying to tell people about that. You tell them that this is a lithium mine, and then the Ministry of Truth comes in and says, no, that's a gold mine or a copper mine or something. Happened to me.
Got you. Well, it's not even that too, because like I've said before, like all these people talk about, let's get all these windmills. Windmills average life, basically not even average. They say max. What in the video I said in the max. This was Discovery Channel and National Geographic and everything. Was 10 years. After 10 years, it becomes less efficient. So you gotta
small. There's a little subgenre on YouTube about windmills collapsing or breaking down.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing: these are modern windmills, not the old windmills like you see in Holland stuff that still works to this day. Which is funny how that works. Old windmills could still work for 100 years to work, but these modern windmills, because of the efficiency, the core efficiency of how they get the energy so they could turn slow and get a lot of energy out of it, they last 10 years. And the problem with it is most of that the materials to build those windmills are very toxic, and they're in graveyards. They cannot break them down. They cannot reuse them. They're very toxic as well. You want to say something, Doc?
No, well, my thing is, at the end of it all, man, people, yeah, I am a person that I do want things to be greener, and I do think electric vehicles should be a thing, but I'm not blind to the fact that while they are promoting these things
They're not an end all be all.
as a surefire thing, I don't deny that they will be better overall in the long run once we get there. Like gasoline, like petrol, we become more efficient over time. However, we're talking about over 100 years with petrol, people, and cars.
Yeah,
We
true.
need a lot more. So with EVs, I say it's gonna take about 50 years.
I was just gonna tell you that. I would say if we let's go, it took that long for gas. Okay, we got better technology, better stuff, computers and everything now. I give it half the time that it will be efficient enough to do that, but it still won't be the end all be all. It would not be that. No
Yeah,
way.
like companies would say, like you hear Volkswagen saying, "Oh, we plan on having all electric vehicles by 2025." Don't lie. Or 2030. Stop lying.
Why would I listen
Or
to Volkswagen when 2 years ago they
I
couldn't
know
even get a
Dieselgate.
diesel gas? Thank you.
And people. The funny thing is, people really do try. There are some people that say, "Oh, it wasn't true. Why they sit around?" I say, "Well, first of all, they did pay $30 billion as a fine. Two, like Sony, it's Japan, Volkswagen, Europe is not gonna let them go
Germany, I should say.
because it's too many jobs. It's too many jobs. Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes Benz are treated in Europe the same way America treats Ford, GM,
To a lesser degree.
yeah, like the big three and Chrysler. They treat them the same
To
way.
another lesser degree.
But
They
but
tr-
I'm saying,
I
I'm
got
saying,
you. I
but
got you. I
but
got you.
they feel that, hey, if one of them go, we may have a severe collapse on our hands, so they won't let them go. They can be caught in bullshit red-handed, they will still not let them go, and they won't let them suffer, because for them it's also a pride thing. It's a pride thing. That's also part of it. So, but the shit was true. They did get caught. Them and a number of other people as well. They weren't the only ones. Yeah, Mercedes Benz claiming that their V12s were just as efficient as V8. Stop lying. Stop lying. How's your V12 getting 28 miles per gallon? Stop lying. But they're not going anywhere. Trust me, they're not. And that's why they're still making twin turbo V8s with 500 horsepower, claiming they'll get 28 miles per gallon of gas or 30. Stop playing. There is no way. And you need 93 octane? No. It ain't happening. But I mean, we'll get there, people, but it won't be in 2-3 years. It took Tesla 10 years to get to where it is, and I will say they've done a damn good job. They've done a fantastic job. But before we get to the level of we got with petrol right now, it's going to take at minimum another 20 to 30 years.
Yeah. So you need the infrastructure. You need infrastructure. You need to streamline your lithium batteries to be whatever. You need to figure out also the back end what you're gonna do with the batteries when they're done. Again, not all of them could be recycled. Some of them gonna be just trash, and we're gonna see how that works. I guarantee they're gonna be the eco warriors of the future. Gonna be telling alcohol that gonna be going after that. Say what they say about gas. They're gonna say the same thing about EVs.
Yep.
As Thomas Sowell says, and that's why I respect Thomas Sowell. He said, "There's not really no solution out there. There basically gives and get what you're willing to give up."
No, there's a solution. It's just one people don't want to hear. It's called Ankle Express. Get your ass on a bike or on your own 2 feet. That's your solution.
Whatever, man. Smart ass.
But no one wants to do that.
Whatever. Anyway, like I said, yes, they have like I said, the topic was pretty good, and like I said, I will try to get that video back up, guys. I apologize for that. That was not me. That's YouTube, well, basically NBC, because basically with the Olympics had. Let me tell a story why they took it down, because I showed it. It was a small video too. It was a small video in the corner, so it wasn't like a big thing that you could see the whole thing. But I was proving my point because last night I showed a trans woman scientist saying all kind of BS, lying through his freaking teeth about, oh, if I take estrogen, the male body loses 40% of mass and 40% of energy. I'm like, no, they don't. Stop that. Stop lying. Remember, science is a theory. More science is theory. Now, if you can do the experiment over and over and get the same result, that's when it becomes fact. But everything else is just theory. And there are scientists out there who is biased as hell and could be bought off anytime. So let's not pretend this. Everybody think like, well, all scientists are good. No, they're not. No, they're not. Again, literally in France, they have a megaton kaleidoscope, which they're trying to say if the black hole is what creates the Earth, well, let's see if we could create it. I'm like, the universe. I'm like, so you want to create the black hole on planet Earth? How smart is that? How smart is that? And the funny thing about it, like I said, I laugh about it because it's so ironic. They're like, they don't believe in God, but then if they found if they say they find a particle that caused the Big Bang, they call it the God particle. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. So in a video in the Olympics, the part was, it was the mixed relay. Normally it's supposed to be female, all females, all men, all females, all men. For some reason, Kenya decided to switch a male with the female and a female with the male. Well, the male, when when against all the women, he had a 10-second lead going around a track. He gave a big gap, big gap. Then he passed it on to a female, went against all men. She had again a 10-second gap. You know she lost. She came dead last. Everybody outrun her. Every male outrun her.
Wah, wah.
Every single male outrun her. She come dead last. She had a 10-second lead. And 10 seconds in track and field is a lot of time. Kind of like in car racing and stuff, where seconds makes a difference. And she came dead last. That's the video I was showing you because I'm proving the point. Men and women are not the same. Stop playing that. Okay? We're not. We're not physically the same. Let's stop pretending that. It's not.
Oh, they're never going to give up. They're going to pretend. They want to live in their fantasy land forever, and they're trying to do whatever they can to make it a reality.
Nobody's stopping them from living in their fantasy land. Like I said, you want to dress up, be a woman, be a trans woman, whatever, like Doc said, go all the way. That's the same way I say too. And again, as I said in the damn sports thing, which is unfair to women, because y'all say, oh, we're doing this for women. My thing always kills me. If you become a trans woman and you beat the guys, that's a better story than you beating up the woman. So why don't you go with the better story than this crap? That woman, I'm telling you, that woman who did the powerlifting in that guy who was doing the powerlifting in the women's, he lost on purpose because he knew if he had won, everybody would like, see, this is why we don't want this, blah blah blah. He lost on purpose. So I don't care for that the analysis because I saw what he was lifting before the for the tryouts. And you telling me you can't lift that weight now that you're in the Olympics? Something ain't right. Something's not right. You threw it. Just being honest with y'all. So, with that, stay done, and I thank you guys for joining in. Of course, I'll make it quick. Anderson, any more thoughts there before we go?
Yeah. Prepare for Civil War II.
Okay. All right, that's Anderson for you. Doc, are you there?
You know it.
Okay, what's your final thoughts?
I'll leave everybody with this. Stop looking at sides. Stop taking sides. Instead, take notice of agendas.
Okay, not bad. I got you.
Because see, sides always change based on agendas. Agendas don't change sides.
All right, Mr. Dr. Philosophy. Jeez.
Shitty philosophy.
Anyway, for me, again, yes, guys, I'll get that video up and see as best as I can. And I have literally videos set up for Straight No Chasers. So every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, Straight No Chasers until the next 2 months. You got videos coming at you, rapid fire, bam, bam, bam. Of course, the Project Open Mics Thursdays, and then of course the side chat if things go well. That hopefully, shout out to our fallen. I ain't gonna say fallen, but our brother who ain't with us, Trip, and everything to join us whenever we get a chance to. But that's how the schedule is. Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. You enjoy the shows, all right? Again, you can check us out on Twitch. You can check us out on Tempo FM, Radio T3. You can check us out on Facebook. And you can definitely check us out on YouTube. Again, go down there, subscribe, share, thumbs up, thumbs down. Just leave a comment. You don't have to subscribe, really. You just because I see how things are, just give us the interaction so YouTube knows that what we're providing is good videos for you. That's the best way I can put it. So with that said, the weekend is here. Hope you guys have a good weekend. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your family. If the virus and everything, Delta variant and all that stuff, take care of yourself. Go see a doctor if you know what's good for you. For you, not nobody else, because everybody's not the same. But take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your neighbors, then take care of your community. And remember, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creed, sex, height, gender, location, race. Evil is evil. And last but not least, people are stupid, individuals are smart. Please be that smart individual. All right? Have a good weekend. We catch you next week. Peace out.
Peace.